We Live in Time. This was a movie that I was very curious about just because of the two actors in it. Emma. Sorry, not Emma Stone. This is the thing, I keep getting mixed up with Florence Pugh and Emma Stone in this movie because on the poster, she looks like Emma Stone to me, and Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone dated in real life, and this is a romance movie of sorts. And so it just messes with my brain so much, this movie, with that knowledge in mind. But watching the film, you know, being excited because both these leads are fantastic actors and actresses in their own right, and just watching it, I was disappointed by it. It wasn't a bad film; like it was good. It's a sad story. It gives you the feels. It's an effective drama, but I didn't feel like it's like a drama that I hadn't seen before. Maybe even done better because basically you got this. It's kind of told out of order. The best way I would compare this thing to a movie, I could compare this to is 500 Days of Summer. But if 500 Days of Summer was not about this relationship and how it started and how it fell apart, was about a woman going through cancer, and so because this movie's kind of told out of order, out of sequence like that, and you kind of see glimpses, and once you get to the full end of the movie, you get a better understanding of what this relationship was and what the point of this movie was. But I didn't feel like in that movie I felt like it had a punch to it of like, oh, now I get it, comes clear. And that's not even a great movie, but that's just an example I think of maybe why this movie just didn't work for me, because I was thinking at a certain point, okay, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this movie, but it didn't feel like it had that emotional heft to me that movie did to really communicate to me the ideas it was going for. Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh are great. There's a scene where they both break down at each other, uh, and they yell at each other for a good minute, and it's really powerful. Andrew Garfield cries a lot, wears his emotions very much on his sleeves in this movie. I don't know, they're both good, but it's also like, I don't know, I've seen other performances in movies like this that are stronger. So I'm just kind of watching this movie and I'm enjoying it. I don't think I'd ever really sit down and watch it again. Not because it's bad, but because it's not anything new particularly, but it worked for what it was trying to give me, if that makes sense. I don't know. That's kind of roundabout way of saying, would I recommend this movie? I'd say if it looks interesting to you, it's worth at least one watch. I don't know necessarily if it's a theater worthy watch, just because it didn't really stick with me, and I think it didn't stick with a lot of people, because I think this movie was probably positioned to do better, especially because that cast. But really, it did just kind of okay, and I haven't seen a lot of buzz about this one, and I think that's just because at the end of the day, I don't think this movie sticks with you as much as everyone involved making the film wanted it to stick with you. In a weird way, it's not a bad film. Check it out, but I would recommend, like, this is a Netflix movie that you watch at home, just because there are so many other movies out right now to see that are interesting and better than this film. And it's not to say that this film isn't interesting. Again, I sound a little harsher than I actually am, but yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.